Now, the reason I started talking about accountability was for a completely different reason, but I guess we left on a more positive note, but I want to revisit it just a little bit. Just how can you expect someone to be honest with you when they're not honest with themselves? Because accountability is not really about, see, honesty is for other people. Like, these are words that we use to describe how you behave in response to other people. Are you an honest person? It's to describe how you treat other people. But accountability is one of those words that we're just talking about how you behave with you, how you respond to yourself. How do you think about your, like, it's one of those words that sure, you can obviously bring it back to how you're responding to people, how you are with people, but it's just one of those rare, like, beautiful words that is, it's about your own growth. Generally, it's about being honest to yourself. It's one of those words, bro. Super rare in my book, honestly. To have a word that's strictly talking about how you behave with yourself. Beautiful. But I wanted to say, yeah, how can you expect someone who isn't honest with themselves to be honest with you? I used to get into arguments with my mom a lot, and now I don't say certain things. Now she'll be like, hey, why haven't you done this, and that? And I just won't respond because it's the same conversations. I remember having the same conversation, bro. And I was so upset. Like, how can it be a year later and we're having the same discussion? Months later and we're having the same discussion. I don't understand. I'm explaining the same things. And she's either not budging, or she's listening at first and then reverting back to her understanding, not listening. Or, in just other scenarios where it's like, okay, I am expressing something that you are minimizing. And of course, that's always frustrating. But I just learned, and it's still hard. Of course it is, bro. I think it will always be hard to have to repeat yourself. But I've come to a point where I stopped saying anything. And I just say, it's okay. She'll be like, why haven't you done that? Why are you scared to do this? He's not going to do anything. Blah, 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 blah. What do these people do to you? They don't. I'm just like, it's okay. And I'm not usually talking about myself. I'm usually talking to her like, you know what? It's okay that you don't understand. But then also, I do speak to myself in the sense that, like, okay, it's okay. She's not meant to understand. She doesn't have to. What could she possibly do? She doesn't have to understand. Wouldn't change the peace you now have in your heart because you've chosen not to even entertain whatever it is she's talking about. You've already chosen not to entertain it. You don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. So that's honestly this conversation about accountability. That's where it started. Like, how can I be honest with someone who isn't honest to themselves? How can not be honest, but how can I demand honesty from someone who's not honest with themselves? Someone who's constantly lying to themselves. Someone who's constantly minimizing the risks to themselves. It's not a personal, it hurts for someone to sit in your face and minimize the things that you're scared of, the things that you're going through. But then you realize they're also doing that to themselves. It's a coping mechanism. It has nothing to do with you. It's not that you're unimportant. It has nothing to do with you. And it feels good knowing that, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It feels good. Because it's like, I no longer demand something from you that you literally can't give. Because in your brain, it's wired in a way to protect you. And that's how you do it. That's how your brain does it. My brain protects myself in a different way. Maybe if I have an appointment at 3, my brain is like, okay, prepare to leave at 1 because what if something goes wrong along the way and I have detours and all these things. That's how my brain protects me. But then it also teaches me not to even demand these types of things from people. As long as you know what you know, what am I demanding this thing from you for? Like, of course you can ask, sure, expect honesty from people, duh. But I used to get so heated because she's not understanding me until I was like, okay, I'm standing on this. I'm standing on this decision. I've talked to God about it. Hear all those bones crack? Anyway, there's another thing though. Okay, accountability on my end. Okay, how do I? That smells really bad. I don't think it should be going down this drain, man. But I've come into accountability, considering how you've contributed to an environment, a space, an event, anything. Taking responsibility for how you contribute to a space. Taking responsibility for how you contributed to a conversation. Taking responsibility for how you contributed to an event, an environment, a space, a conversation, anything. Feeling loneliness. Feeling like there was no one to get my back, to have my back. I don't allow people that opportunity. I didn't allow people that opportunity. I never reached out because I wanted to bounce back. I wanted to get my stuff together before I showed up in these spaces where all my friends are. I wanted to show up, put together. I showed up as myself before, with good hair days, bad hair days. And I saw the reaction I got on the bad hair days. So of course, my body, my mind wants to protect myself. And it's like, okay, here's the plan. Here's the new plan. Fix yourself up. Get a new hairdo. And then show up. And then talk about it from a place, from like the past tense. I don't want to currently talk about how I'm down and out, whatever. Because I want to get right. I didn't allow people the chance to have my back. I don't allow people the chance to support me, to hear my thoughts, because I already believe they don't care. I already believe they're not supporting, they don't want to, they're not going to. feel judged. Taking accountability. Is to be aware of how you're contributing to a space, an event, an environment, a problem. This is how I'm contributing to mine. I stopped seeking. I didn't even, not just stopped seeking, but I've rejected. I've gotten, hey, so what's your channel? What's your, I don't know, bro. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? If you're the target audience, then it'll find you. Well, they have to be the target audience because we're friends and it's worked out so far, gang. I like you, you like me. Like, sure, you might not talk like this, but I'm sure you can appreciate things like this. I'm sure there's certain conversations I have on this channel that you can appreciate. It might not be your cup of tea, but maybe this could be your new favorite cup of tea. You know, this could be. Every night, taking accountability of my loneliness. That's tough. That's a crazy title. And you know what? Let's take accountability for repetitiveness. I feel like I've been, like I said before in this video, like having the same conversations with my mom over and over again. Mentally, I feel like I'm progressing, but the outside. So it makes me think, like, all the things needed for progress, are those the things that, like, those are the only things that aren't progressing really, huh? But there are other things that are, like, I'm definitely progressing. More mature. But I think the things that are genuinely responsible for growing and progressing are the things that I'm not, like, I don't know, like, I'm avoiding, pushing back. Yeah. I want to talk about double-mindedness. Being confused, being overwhelmed, overloaded. Because I'm like talking about so many things that are so important here that I'm like, oh my gosh, just, bro, once we get that Wi-Fi connection, get on TikTok and just post, boom, 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 just post. I'm like, okay, I want a separate page for that. Ashley Talks or something like that. But I remember last time I assigned like 4 different accounts to 4 different things I like to do, and then went back on it and said, you know what? But it's one person. All these things are a compilation of, it's me. It's Ashley Destiny. So it makes no sense. Like, it makes sense to niche down, but it also makes no sense because it's all one person. So it makes it less effective anyway. Like, it's cool to see a Pinterest quote, but it's interesting to see this Pinterest quote originate from The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like, okay, this is coming from him. That's interesting. Like, pairing a personality to it's very interesting, bro. But I would for sure have a separate TikTok, honestly. But double-mindedness, this feeling of going back and forth, accountability is to be aware, take responsibility of how you've contributed to a space, to an environment, to a problem, to a prompt. Taking responsibility to how you've contributed to a conversation, to a space, to a problem, to an environment, to an event. So, how have I contributed? I've asked myself, is this the wrong decision? I asked myself, is this the wrong decision too many times? I felt it in my stomach that, hey, this is beautiful. Me next to this plant right here, speaking like this, being honest like this is the most beautiful thing ever. And then doubt creeps in and says, but is this the right decision? There's nothing wrong with the decision itself. There's nothing wrong with the idea itself. It's the aftermath of saying, is this the right decision? But as I'm thinking about it, it's like, based on what? And then I started thinking, well, I don't want to overwhelm myself. Well, trying not to overwhelm myself is overwhelming me already. And it can be simple. Just talk, clip it up, post it. Put inspirational music behind it. Put my own music behind it. Post it. Like, it literally can be that simple. What makes it complicated is me asking whether or not this thing I want is complicated. Like, it's so, oh my gosh, it's so annoying. Stop questioning. You felt it in your soul for a reason. The idea itself elated you for it. That's, come on, ready? That's the Holy Spirit moving, you know, like, talking to me. Ashley, talk to me. How many Ashleys do you know is such a flyer name though? It's funny. Genuinely, it's funny. Alright, me and my plant. That's what it's gonna be. What else? Bro, anxiety. Like over planning, low key. Wanting things to go right because I feel like the wrong thing is gonna happen. Like if I have to go somewhere, the worst thing that could happen is arriving there late. So I'm like, okay, let me plan for this. Let me start going to this place at 1 when it's at 3. Let me prepare. But it's the anxiety that gets me late. It's so weird because it happens anyway, even though I prepared for it. It's so weird. I don't like it. How do I contribute to my anxiety? Thinking that the worst thing will happen. Because I've broken this down already. It comes from a trauma to where the worst thing did happen. People talk about evictions all the time. Not really. They talk about missed payments, the bills too much, crying over bills. And the worst thing did happen. Foreclosure did happen. And I did speak about that. But how do I contribute? It's now about being honest about how we are contributing to these problems, to our own problems. Feeding it. Allowing it to sit here in this space. Allowing, like, I have this appointment, not today, but sometime, and I planned on arriving there 3 hours early. Like, start heading there mad early so I can get there mad early so that, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just flowing. Like, you feel me? It's listening to that voice that's saying blah, 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 blah. Now, listening doesn't mean to applaud it. It just means to hear it and consider it. And then consider where it comes from. And say no. No. And I remember like deciding to go at a time that would match up perfectly to what the appointment time actually is, and it actually made me smile. Like it actually made me smile. It was like, whew. Anyways, like that's the like like it's normal. It feels normal. That decision finally feels normal. Like I remember saying how like, oh, my family's not normal. Why do we do things like this? Like, where's the like, you know what I'm saying? And for the first time, like literally right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, boom, the first step, something normal, good. You know what I'm saying? Going to see this friend, dude, and like picking a reasonable time that's not gonna put so much on me, bruh. So it's kind of like, okay, you have an appointment at 5. Let's say 5 p.m., bro. And because of your anxiety, you say, I'm gonna start heading over at 2. And when we get there, we're just gonna roam around so that there's no chance of us being late. And so you've taken this process that probably would have taken you however many hours to get ready for, and you've condensed it. And now you're asking yourself to do 6 hours worth of preparation, 3 hours worth of preparation in 1.5 hours so you can leave at 2:30. You've taken all the stresses, all the expectations that, let me see, all the questions you would have asked yourself within this 6-hour time frame from you getting ready and actually meeting up with this person, and you've taken all of it, all 18 questions, and you've given yourself an hour 30 to figure all 18 questions out. You've given yourself an hour 30 to answer all these questions. And so I get overwhelmed because I can only answer 3 right now, bro. I don't know about the other stuff. I don't know. And I'm trying to tell the future, and I'm trying to prepare for it all. And so I then don't go. It's too much for me. It's too much for me. But if we treat this like a normal person would treat this, if we start going maybe 30 minutes before it's time to meet up with this person, then maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's not feed that. Oh, what's the worst that can happen? Let's prepare for it. Right? It's the best thing that can happen. Let's pray for provision. Let's pray for protection. Let's not feed that, bro. Let's not feed that anxious. Nah. We're good, gang. You are good. You are good. The worst will not happen, even though it happened before. And guess what? The worst happened. Hold on. Yeah. The worst happened. Our house was foreclosed. How many times did I have to sleep on the street? 0 times. Oh, because God blessed us with a, oh my gosh. His timing's crazy. His timing's crazy. Sure, our house foreclosed, but how many times did I have to eat dirt? Gang, I ate rice. I think in all my life, low-key, that might have been the tastiest food has been this summer for sure, but it was also the most unhealthiest. But the best tasting food ever was been. You know what I'm saying? And then the second best food period was that time where we were going from like room to room in different people's houses, like room to room, paying the rent for the room and stuff like that. That's been the best food, like second best for sure, healthier for sure, the middle version. Food stamps popping, like, of course there are some downs, no privacy, of course, bro, of course. But the worst happened, and then God said, let it all work out. Like, it's crazy. The worst happens, yet I didn't feel the full effects of what the worst could be. Oh, like, dang, bro. We got lost on the subway, and I didn't feel, like, I thought I'd feel the dread, and And I'm stressing myself out trying to not get lost just to get lost and then be redirected by a police officer that, bro, ever since that day, there hasn't been a police officer. When for the rest of my trip in New York City, there was not a police officer that just so happened to hop on the train with the passengers. That was the only freaking time. Just to show me. And then I walked the Brooklyn Park Bridge. Oh my God. The worst did happen. And God did not let me, at least my expectations of what the full scope is, like, oh, getting lost, and then the phone dying, and then the dread, the emptiness of not know, like, where am I? Foreign country, oh my God. Foreign space, oh my gosh. Nowhere to, I'm gonna, what, do I sleep on the street now, gang? I'm lost, no way to get back home, like the full scope. God didn't let me feel the full scope of those things. It's either like, sure, the worst happens, but I'm right here. God is saying I'm right here. And not only that, but my expectation of what the worst can be is probably fueled. Yeah, anxiety is like pumping it crazy with mystery meat, like like McDonald's chicken nugget mystery meat, bro. Like, it's like, yeah, the anxiety's amplifying what the worst can really be. It's seeing what's like all the YouTube shorts or shit. Oh my gosh, this homeless man is on. Now I'm hyper scared of homeless men because of what I've seen here, and my anxiety is like every homeless man is like that, but maybe they're not like that. But like, what if it's this one time where they're like that, and just pumping this mystery meat, Mondo burger type, good burger type. You get it. Anyways, accountability. Taking accountability for my loneliness and my anxiety. That's the title. Yes, yes.